Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you confused should I read first or listen first, here is solution. So please watch this video till the end. If you are just starting with a language and you don't understand much of what you are listening or reading, what should you focus on first? Should you read first or listen first? Luckily there is a scientific explanation we can rely on to help our brains navigate better. Should I read first or listen first? There is a phenomenon called subvocalization or inner speech of form of silence. Articulation in reading, it means that when you are reading a sentence silently, your vocal cords are still activated. I found research that says sentence reading involves the mental construction of sound images that include speech, tempo, and voice quality. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but I have sometimes when I am reading a book and there is a very strong emotion attached to the specific word, I feel like my tongue is moving or like it feels like I am saying this word even though I am not actually speaking out loud. We can actually test the right now. It happens when we see a question or an exclamation mark, or when some words are written in bold, or there is any movement inside your mouth going on. Imagine you are a teacher and read it with a very good intonation. I am going to read it out loud and ask many questions to yourself because it takes a little bit of practice and awareness. Most likely you will feel your tongue go up a little bit when you say road, so that makes us stress them a lot even when we are reading them to ourselves. And probably when you, what if it is a new language and you don't know the pronunciation of word, will your vocal cord be engaged well? In theory you will be vocalizing if you are trying to guess pronunciation. Let's say in this new language the letters, the alphabet is very similar to the alphabet in your native language pronounced in this language. This means that if you are a beginner, you absolutely have to start with listening. You have to create a mental picture of what every single sound in this language sounds. Now let's talk about the importance of listening. Even if you are not beginner, you might be quite aware of pronunciation of different words, but reading and listening at the same time can help English in this traditional way. At a school you didn't have audio exercise where you analyzed speech. Connected speech is probably an absolute nightmare for you, and I completely understand you, but it's something that I experienced in the past. I studied in Hindi medium at regular school and we didn't analyze speech at all. I didn't even know that connected speech exercised, and I thought I had to pronounce every single word separately, and that's how you are supposed to speak. But then I decided to take language learning in my own hand and I took full responsibility. What helped me was YouTube. So I started doing all these things. Improve your speaking skill by reading and listening. Next question: how can reading and listening help you become fluent? If you are already listening to a lot of podcasts in your target language, see if they have transcript. More often than not, they are going to have transcript available to you. This is a great because this way you can listen to any person who speak English. So the transcript to house. So while listening to podcast, you can learn a lot of new things, because when we listen and read, the same parts of the brain are involved, but when we speak, a different part of brain becomes activated. That means that in order to train your speaking skill, You have to say everything out loud. When you repeat after somebody, when you shadow somebody, you are focused on intonation, rhythm, and pronunciation. One help the other. The more shadowing exercise you do, the more you are going to feel like you are in control. You are in control of your own speech, and you feel a lot more confident. This practice of repeating after a native speaker will affect your fluency tremendously. How to shadow now again, and this time read along with the speakers. You should try to copy their intonation and the way they talk. How to work podcast, how to work with postcard and audiobooks, transcript, vocabulary list, and subtitle. If you want to learn about the mindset of the learner, how to work with fears, limiting belief, and practice pronunciation, check out the influency podcast and productivity, dating cultures, language learning, and everything in between. So you can practice speak like if you feel like someone is speaking way too fast, just slow it down. There is nothing wrong with missing a few words. You can slow everything down, go back and play the segment again if you want to get the most out of your practice. Of course, it's better if you are fully focused, and also if you do something with all the information you are hearing what you like to do. Sometimes the way it sound to the intonation pattern, to the phrase and words that people use the most. Of course, you can also listen to something while doing chorus. You don't always have to be actively engaged, and actively listening to a podcast by habit stacking, you can get a lot of benefit. And it's something that I do every single morning when I wake up, and I listen to motivational speeches while getting ready. First of all, I am going to check the pronunciation, and I am going to check the meaning. I am going to make sure I can use the word correctly and freely. I don't have to think about it too much, obviously, because it's a process, and that's how you have to do. That's how you can become fluent